Hey Virgos, welcome and welcome back to the Honey Sea Star Tarot. So, this is going to be your weekend read from July 19th through the 21st. But before we get started here, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for all your love and support. Oh my goodness, I just really am beside myself when every time I check, I'm like, oh my goodness, there's another person. And more importantly, we're all relating and we're all connecting. And so seriously, this channel would not be what it is without each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys so much for all your support and all your love. I love you back. So let's get started. So getting started into this weekend here, the moon is going to be moving over into Capricorn. So there's a lot of serious deliberation, discernment, as well as focus involved with Capricorn when it comes into the moon territory. And so it can absolutely help you with really, looking at where you want to go, staying focused, what you need to do in order to get there, and more importantly, developing that practical plan to get you there as well. Now, looking at things here, basically what I see energetically with the tarot is that this is a time where you're kind of in a recovery period, or you're coming out of a recovery period. But basically, you're in need of recuperation, so you're kind of withdrawing to a certain degree. But more importantly here, though, too, through this recovery period, you are finding your strength. There is a warrior within you that basically you're using your wit, you're using your intelligence, as well as your articulation to really handle a situation and, as I would put it, step to the plate or come forward in leadership. And you're absolutely doing that with the Knight of Pentacles here. There's a lot of fire as well as with the Aries as well as Taurian energy in this. And so basically what people are really seeing in you is that you're rational, you are cautious, however, you're dependable, you're trustworthy, you're kind, as well as you're very hardworking and resourceful and conservative. And this is leading you towards a financial stability, or has led you towards a financial stability in life. Now, with the Eight of Cups here, there is a bit of disappointment here in the air. You could be feeling a bit abandoned. You could be going through a bit of a soul-searching journey. And it's really due to being, there's a lot of anxiety that it's caused, or that the past has caused, rather. This has led to, kind of insomnia aspects, definitely anxiety, or unfortunately even despair. But it's also causing a bit of insomnia too. Now, one thing I do want to say though is on the 20th, Mars is going to be standing in Gemini. And so if this is financially related or career-wise focused, when Mars stands in Gemini, it's going to give you this sharp, keen mind, but it's also going to give you the gift of gab. This is where it's an opportunity where you can make significant contributions, especially in the aspect of career, towards contributions of social aspects, of community pieces. But you also do run the risk where your voice is so strong at this point, you also run the risk of basically speech that could hurt others. And so to lead with compassion, to lead with that Empress as opposed to the Queen of Wands. Basically, that's really what Spirit is encouraging you here this week. Recognize that you have a strength and you are absolutely shining, but now is the time to utilize that strength of the Empress. There is success, there's material wealth absolutely coming your way, but more importantly, you use the laws of nature through love and creativity to nurture. To really step into a place of motherhood. And like I say here with the Queen of Wands, nothing is wrong with the Queen of Wands, but you're also shining through in that, it's just important to take the parts that you do with that, with the Queen of Wands. You're very down to earth, you're a very clear thinker, absolutely very virtuous, but also strong-willed. And that can be a good and a bad, right? Like I say. And so now is the time where you can make significant contributions, pulling out the aspects, the positive aspects to both, that optimism, that great affinity, and, that self-confidence, especially if you've been doubting yourself. Now is the time to really lend on that energy or lean on that energy. However, just be mindful, that you also run the risk that your speech could hurt others. And so to put it in a way that's, to utilize that gift of gab diplomatically, to also use it mindfully and compassionately is really what Spirit is saying. That's going to really speak volumes here this weekend with your contributions. And like I say, you're basically showing through here with the Page of Swords as being clever as well as intellectual. And so you're utilizing that. You're standing in that Mars territory with Gemini here. And also too, here's two cards back to back that speak to intellect. What I love about the Queen of Swords here too, though, is again, it's about that confidence. You're indomitable, that strong character, and also that independence. Now is the time where you really will have essentially the stage or you'll have the ear, more importantly, of those around you. Now, like I say here, with the Ten of Swords, basically the one thing that I see in this is that there could be some jealousy, there could be some endings that are coming around. And I could read this two ways. The endings could be here that, if you had been dealing with a time of recovery, now is the time where that kind of is signifying an ending to this, an ending to that misfortune, an ending to the deceit, to the backstabbing, retaliation, but more importantly, it's a beginning towards bright horizons. You're releasing whatever this was, you're healed, you're healing enough, at least more importantly, to start your journey going forward and not let the past, hold you back from your future. Now, on the 21st, we do have the full moon in Cappy, so no pressure, but for those of you that are looking at a love interest potential, check out my date night video. I'm just saying, hope it helps. But with this full moon in Capricorn on the 21st, basically it's going to be, for us Virgos, it's going to be affecting our 5th house of passion. And so it can inspire you in creative aspects. And then it also has a lot of passion, a lot of lust involved. It is short-lived, and so it either can start the beginning of a foundation of something new and very beautiful that will carry through, or it could also be something that's basically like a gas oven and a pilot light, like you get that instant ignite, and then it simmers down. But really, it's important to use that discernment within you with really choosing the right partners. If you are looking at a love interest, this is where you'll really be focused on that. What you bring to the table, what they can bring to the table, and more importantly, what you look for in a partner that really suits you best and that is a right fit. Now, with the 5 of Cups in reverse, this could be a very deep wound that this triggers here with this full moon. It's something that basically what I'm seeing with the 5 of Cups is it could lend itself towards a point of acceptance, a point of gratitude for the lessons, if it's a past love that's caused a deep wound in you that you've carried through with you, unfortunately, into your next relationships, or just struggled with really wanting to take that leap into another relationship because of it. But through that forgiveness, it'll trigger that acceptance. And more importantly, it'll basically trigger you to actively deal with it for anything that has been suppressed. And with all the work that you've done in your recovery mode, this basically signifies that you're kind of completing that chapter and you are in that recovery, or that you are moving from recovery to recovered and taking those wisdoms with you. Now, with the Wheel of Fortune, like I say, this is a turning point. This is a turn for the better. Destiny always changes. Remember that. And so if you have been stuck in this thought of a past relationship, or if there's something that's been holding you back in your love life due to the past and past wounds, basically Spirit is saying, hey, destiny can be a bit unpredictable. It's not necessarily what you think, but you always know that the universe delivers to you what is really truly meant for you, and nothing that is meant for you will ever pass you by. Good fortune is on your side, and the cycle is turning in your favor. And so, like I say, what was the past is not your future walking forward. And with the King of Pentacles, this is really through, like I say, you're pragmatic. You've learned along the way, but you've also found a way to really incorporate your financial success in your focus. What I see in this is that you also have chosen basically a path where you're enterprising, but you're helping others. It's for your community. It's not just for you. And what comes to mind is, hurt people hurt, healed people help heal others. And to heal oneself is to heal others, and vice versa. And I think you've really found that peace within that mentality or that space. And with this, basically, you've also gained a steady self-control. What I also see in this is that slow and steady wins the race kind of thing. But more importantly, it's your patience. What also comes to mind is what's truly meant for you is absolutely worth waiting for. This is kind of that card that I see in this. In the process here, you've got an emphasis on security moving forward. I absolutely also, too, on the career side, see a bit of financial management coming into more of an easy or stable aspect, and also to a development of material success as well as financial improvement. Now, with the Five of Swords here, like I say, even when I was shuffling, I had this come out, I think, almost like 4 times. So I was like, okay, that's a red flag worth mentioning. So it's interesting, too, that it came out here. But basically, the Five of Swords is just warning you of, if you have been experiencing misrepresentation or a fear of failure or even betrayal, it may surface as well. And like I say, this full moon in Cappy can bring up quite a bit of tests from the past too. So whether it be internally as a trigger or externally with somebody reaching out. But basically, whoever is kind of coming in is walking away, I should say. You're looking back at that past and kind of recognizing it and seeing it for what it is. But more importantly, you still have your swords. You haven't lost anything. And unfortunately, what they're now realizing is that it absolutely was a pointless victory. So it's a good lesson for both sides, I guess, is what I'm seeing in this. Now, I do also want to put this out there because the full moon in Cappy is going to be a pretty good test, like I say. The love life, absolutely lust versus love. In the career-wise as well, basically stepping up to the plate and moving forward from any type of past deceits or regrets. But Venus is also going to be sextile with Jupiter on the 21st. And so Venus is currently in Leo, a lot of fire and passion there too. And then also Jupiter is going to be in Gemini. So there's a lot of that air energy. Mars is in Gemini as well. You've got a lot of that throat chakra opening. And so you're standing in that truth and getting a leg up on it. But why I wanted to bring it up, if you're an artist or a writer, this is an opportunity where you could have something come along to display or that'll allow you to display or publish your work. Not only will it lead to financial gains, possibly even a romantic opportunity, who knows, but either way, it's an aspect that will leave you feeling at one with the world, and more importantly, finally at one with your world. If you've had options in the past, you know which way to go. You're standing in your material comfort. Like I say, even if things haven't necessarily gone as planned, Spirit's taking care of you. There's an inner peace, there's a self-discipline, there's a confidence that you're gaining back if you've lost it, but also too, there's a prosperity, there's a success. You have everything you need with the Nine of Pentacles. And this is your beginning. This is your fresh start. And this is, again, your prosperity and your success. That's just crazy. So if this resonates, by all means, please like, share, subscribe. But if you feel comfortable, share your story in the comments below. That way we can help celebrate your success, help lift you up if you're struggling with letting any kind of past deceits or regrets go. But either way, I wanted this channel to really be a safe space for us Virgos that are like-minded, like-hearted as well, to all raise each other up and support each other. So if you feel comfortable, share your story, put a heart in the comments below even. That way we can all help support you, help lift you up, help celebrate you as well. Now let's get some additional messages here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. From the Witch's Herbal Tarot. So let's see here what fell out first. I think this guy. But either way, okay, so we've got the Nine of Swords. And basically with this is overcoming a mental hardship. You're healing. This is an end of depression. It's in recovery. you're letting go of anything that has been holding you back. And so if you have been feeling stagnated, this is the weekend that you really feel that movement forward, especially, like I say, if you're in a career that's creative, whether it be art or even writing or music, something like that. There's something that's really coming to fruition here at this moment, and it's beautiful, is all I can say. It's absolutely beautiful. With the Hierophant here too, what I see in that is that you are going to the beat of your own drum. The Hierophant kind of represents that conformity to society's rules, and also to group thinking and institutions. And so what I see in that is that, possibly that could have been an overburdening, that could have been something that's kind of felt chaining to you, if you will, or restrictive towards you. And you're standing in your power with the Queen of Wands. You're kind of, like I say, you're going to the beat of your own drum. You're basically getting out of this shell of seclusion or recovery period. And you're basically coming out shining as that optimistic, charismatic, feminine, or at least standing in your femininity here at this point, But again, it speaks to that confidence and that strength. And so you're kind of standing up and saying, hey, I respect, I value, and I absolutely cherish what you can bring to the table in society's rules and regulations. What I also see here, though, is that I want to do something more. I want to create my own rules to this life. And more importantly, you're finally taking your power back where you felt restricted by that. Now, what I also see here, too, with the Page of Pentacles is that there is some arrival of good news. Again, that came out in the last poll. But basically, it's good news on material aspects. And so take advantage of that sextile between Venus and Jupiter. Really, it's this opportunity just to get your name out there, get your work out there, help inspire others. And really, by letting this go, by taking that time, more importantly, to recover, you're ready. Your strength is back and you're ready to shine. And like I say here, there is a balance of harmony and love within this. Could be potentially even partnerships as well. But more importantly, this will be a healthy relationship. And so especially with that full moon in Cappy, like I say, love versus lust. What I see in this is that you're choosing love. And this doesn't have to necessarily be a lover's or committed relationship like that. If you're not looking for it, could be just symbolizing family and friends and who you let in and call tribe. But really it's about healthy relationships all around. It's about, balance too of that head and that heart, and really truly finding where you're meant to be, finding your home. And what's wonderful too is you've got the echinacea. That is also so healing, and delicious tea, I'm just saying. But either way, it's so incredibly healing. It's an immune booster. And so what you're really doing is taking that time to heal the self, to really shine in understanding that you have taken that time to build your immune system, your emotional immune system, especially against others, your power, your strength immune system, when it comes to standing up and standing true against any type of, I don't want to say manipulation, but influence is a better word for it. And really understanding what works for you and what your truth is, more importantly. Now, with the Nine of Coins in reverse here, it kind of fell out 50-50, but basically what I see in that is that you absolutely have been experiencing a lack of financial security or freedom. And like I say, that kind of speaks to the Hierophant. And what it also says to me is that it's been superficial, basically by trying to follow the cultural norms, I guess I would say it as. You've seen failure, you've seen cheating, you've seen superficiality, and also too, what this kind of brings to mind for me is at least in the culture of the United States, for those that are in the States, we're programmed at a very young age that we need to build credit. Well, what is credit when you go down to the root of it? It's debt. You're asking people to loan money from them. Basically, and we built a culture, we build our lifestyles around how much debt we can assume and then pay off very, very slowly. what this is telling me is that type of influence has been there, and it's caused a lack of financial security here for you in the past. By trying to go with the social norms, if you will, it's led itself to making you feel like you're spreading yourself too thin, that you've taken on too much responsibility or too much stress. And you're basically saying, that's not for me. And that's absolutely beautiful. Basically, you're focusing on your energies with the Chariot, and you're focusing on your willpower, on your ambition. And that's what's going to be leading you to success, and change absolutely is coming fast. There is a presence of friction, chaos, or even disagreements coming in. And so, like I say, keep in mind with Mars standing in Gemini that you do have the gift of gab. You absolutely have the gift of others' ears, and you have the ability to make significant contributions at this time, but you also run that risk that your speech could hurt others. And so, just as a reminder here with the Five of Staffs, that basically there is the presence of conflict here kind of surrounding you here this weekend. So choose words wisely, think before you act, but more importantly, act and live with compassion and lead with compassion. So let's see here. We've got the Ace of Cups, beautiful. The Sun, oh my goodness, okay. And then choices with the Seven of Cups. So with the Ace of Cups, basically you've got new opportunities coming in. There's positive changes. There's a need for a need for celebration. There's also new relationships and love surrounding you here. So you could have moved actually physically recently as well, or spiritually you're moving to a better place mentally and emotionally. But basically with the networking that you've been doing, you're surrounded here at this time with positive energies here this weekend. And with the Sun, Spirit's just wanting to remind you, stay with that positivity. Everything will go well. It may not go as planned, but it will go well. And it's really a lesson of understanding a time to really embrace those unexpected changes. As I put it, life happens. That's the beauty of the journey. That's the beauty of the adventure, is that you can't plan everything. You don't know everything, and you're learning along the way. And so with the Sun, the Spirit is just saying here, absolutely, success, health, good fortune, everything will go well. Just to ease your mind. This is a new opportunity, and this is a change. But like I say here, a lot of you, there will be temptation. Also, too, this is just a caution that if you're daydreaming, really it's to bring this strength into your situation. When this opportunity comes, take it. Do not stand, don't stand aside and lack action. Now is the time really that when you see the right options for you, to understand them and to grab them and not be tempted by things that aren't necessarily for your higher good. And again, we've got the Emperor coming out with that Hierophant. So basically there's what I see in that is that you are a powerful figure, especially with that Mars aspect. Basically, you are standing in your leadership. You're focused, you're stable, and you're also maybe coming across as a bit dominant. So again, walking in that compassion, finding that balance of the masculine and the feminine is really going to help you. And like I say, I'm just so excited with that sextile with Venus and Jupiter. Oh my goodness. This is the time where your work will really be shining. I do also want to point out too, on the 21st, the moon after the full moon in Cappy, it's going to be moving to Aquarius. And so this is a time that, again, it focuses on relationships, on entertainment, fun. But it's kind of like that moment of like, let's do something crazy together. Let's make a memory. And so don't be surprised that, Sunday could be a really great day of commitment and solidifying new relationships or current relationships in that energy of really doing something special. And so no pressure. If you do, please share. I would love to hear it. And I would love to celebrate that with you here. So please share your experiences on Sunday with what you do as that Aquarian moon kind of comes in and helps us reestablish those connections and, more importantly, make some really cool memories. So with the Knight of Swords here too, changes are going to be rushing towards you. Like I say, there's an opportunity. It will come with risk. So just remember that. But it'll require you to be brave, is what Spirit is saying. And at the bottom of the deck, you're pulling the King of Swords. So basically, you're still very authoritarian. You're disciplined. You're structured, as well as you've got that rational thinking. And now is a time of celebration. Now is a time of reunions, of socializing, networking, building friendships, and also too collaborating, building in groups. And especially with that St. John's wort, that is another one that is just so healing of an herb. So this is absolutely beautiful. Now, let's go ahead and take a peek at our totems. See what kind of guidance we can gain from our animal spirits. And so, Spirit, what additional guidance do you have for us this weekend? As we have that full moon, more importantly, we've got Mars and Gemini, Venus sextile with Jupiter. What additional messages do you have for us, Spirit? Okay, I'm going to take this guy. Oh, beautiful. So with the elephant, basically, Spirit is reminding you that love is your strength. Leadership is your path. Your wisdom inspires everyone you meet. You can overcome any problem. You will naturally and easily achieve success. And so, like I say, everything will go okay. If you're worried about it, have faith. Now is the time to stay true. That was confirmation. That was beautiful. Don't know if you guys heard that, but if it did, confirmation, just saying. And then at the bottom of the deck here, we also have the fox. And so remember, you are clever, you are swift and smart. Solutions to problems are easily found. So again, if there was anything going on in the past that's been holding you back, now is the time where you will have that movement forward. You'll have that breakthrough. Always listen to your instincts. Resources surround you. Be open to romance. Seed planting. And then at the bottom of the deck as well, we also have the polar bear, which is the mystic. Know that challenges make you stronger. Have faith when you face adversity. Take time to rest, dream, and renew your strength. Embrace your psychic abilities. You carry the shaman within. It's absolutely beautiful. And if that resonates, like I say, please put a heart in the comments below, because this is absolutely a beautiful journey here. I'm loving this weekend with its potential and its breakthrough powers, and just your strength has been shining through for those I'm reading for here. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So I just want to look at our major arcana for anyone that is having any type of chakra blockages. I can't stress enough how beneficial music therapy is, whether it be sound baths, even salt baths, letting water really move that energy without, from within to without. But for music therapy wise, it's really beneficial in the way just to get around with playing with that music, build up that intelligence modality, but also realign those chakras here with that connection and that energy here. And so for those that practice music therapy, double confirmation there, try fiddling around with A sharp and then the chord of F sharp. A little more challenging to play, not going to lie, but this is beautiful, especially with the synopsis of the Wheel of Fortune and the Empress. This is basically saying, like, you're ready. You're a master of your skills. You got this. And more importantly, karma. This is a turning point, a turn for the better, and you are sitting in that nurturing Empress energy here and using the laws of nature to manifest and to build through love. So this is absolutely beautiful. Chakra-wise too, I do see a bit here with the crown as well as with the heart. And so, like I say, again, it's kind of like the mind and the heart in that Lover's card, and really finding that inner peace through that balance. As a reminder too, make sure to drink plenty of water afterwards. It's always good to detoxify once you get that energy moving, as well as replenish and rebuild that energy, that clarity, that purity here within you as well. So I hope this helps. Like I say, if this resonates and you'd like to support the channel, really it would not be what it is without each and every one of you. So if you feel so inclined, please like, share, subscribe. Certainly it helps with building the channel, but more importantly, it's been a pleasure reading for you today. Take care, love and light, and I'll see you in the next reading.